familiar with. So this verse, I believe most of us are familiar with. The Bija mantra of the Shri Narasimha Kavacham, recited by Shri Prahlada Maharaj himself in the presence of the Lord. Ugram Veeram Mahavishnum Jwalantam Sarvato Mukham Nrisimham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityur Mrityum Namamyaham. I bow down to the Supreme Lord Mahavishnu, who is most powerful and ferocious, who glows like blazing fire and is present everywhere, who is the most auspicious one and is the conqueror of death. The next verse that I would like to recite is in praise of Shri Narasimhaswami in his various forms at Ahobilam. It goes like this: Aho Viryam, Aho Shauryam, Aho Bahu Parakramaha, Narasimham Param Daivam, Ahobilam, Ahobalam. The meaning is, oh, what power, what courage, such immense strength in your arms. O Lord Narasimha, who appeared at Ahobilam, you are the supreme being of unparalleled strength. So this photograph shows the various forms in which Lord Narasimha is present all around in the 9 temples, and these 9 temples are collectively called the Nava Narasimha temples. Nava meaning 9 in Sanskrit. So as an introduction, Ahobilam consists of 9 temples dedicated to Lord Narasimha in a 5-kilometer circle, roughly, in the Kurnool district of Andhra Pradesh. In addition to these 9 temples, which are distributed across 2 regions called Upper and Lower Ahobilam, there is also a temple for Shri Prahlada Varada Narasimha at the foothills. Now, it is believed that Garuda, the king of birds and the divine vehicle of Lord Vishnu, wished to have a vision of the Lord in his magnificent Narasimha form. In answer to Garuda's prayers, the Lord appeared and settled in the densely forested hills around Ahobilam in 9 different forms. The hill, therefore, came to be known as Garudachalam, Garudashailam, or Garudadri, meaning the hill of Garuda. It is said that the place acquired the name Ahobilam when the demigods or the devas praised the Lord, exclaiming in wonder, Ahobalam, what great strength! And other accounts say that due to the huge cave where Garuda performed penance, the word bilam in Sanskrit means cave. So other accounts say that this is the reason why the place itself came to be known as Ahobilam. Ahobilam is the blessed land where the Lord killed the demon Hiranyakashipu and saved Prahlada, his foremost devotee. Now, the Brahmanda Puranam mentions that Ahobilam is the site where Hiranyakashipu's palace once existed, which over time, of course, it ceased to exist, giving way to a huge, imposing mountain range that we can see today. So, all the temples in Ahobilam, they are distributed across a very uneven terrain. So the roads and the access paths are not as straightforward as one would expect them to be. The region itself is dominated by mountains and streams, little streams and rivers and ponds and rocky terrain, and it's generally a forested area. So now the region is roughly divided into lower and upper Ahobilam depending on the height, which varies gradually as one progresses across the region. So about 8 kilometers from the upper Ahobilam is a huge cleft or a gap on one side of the mountain, on one face of the mountain. So it stands out separately from the surrounding mountains, like a huge standalone rock. So this rock formation, called Ugra Stambham, is believed to be the remains of the pillar from which the Lord burst forth in his terrifying Narasimha form. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited the Ahobilam temples as recorded by Shri Krishnadasa Kaviraj in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, chapter 1, verse 106, and verses 16 and 17 from chapter 9. There is an impression of Sri Mahaprabhu's lotus feet on top of this Ugra Stambham. A verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam in this context, Canto 7, chapter 8, verse 17. Satyam vidhatum nijabhritya bhashitam vyaptim cha bhuteshu akhileshu chatmanah adrishyatatyadbhuta rupam udvahan stambhe sabhayam namrugam namanusham. To prove that Prahlada's words were true. So when questioned by his father, Hiranyakashipu, Prahlad Maharaj said that the Lord is indeed present in every single atom of the universe. So to prove that his dearest devotees' words were true, and in a way to prove that he, the Supreme Lord, was indeed present everywhere, Lord Vishnu appeared in a terrifying form never seen before as neither animal nor man from a pillar in the assembly hall or sabha of Hiranyakashipu's palace. So we'll first briefly look at the various aspects in which the Lord is present in Lower Ahobilam. So Lower Ahobilam has 3 of these 9 temples dedicated to Lord Narasimha in 3 aspects. The Bhargava Narasimhaswami temple is situated near a sacred pond known as Bhargava Tirtham, where Lord Parashurama is believed to have performed penance ages and ages ago. And then there is the Yogananda Narasimhaswami temple, where the Lord is believed to have taught Prahlad Maharaj yogic postures. About 3 kilometers away from this lower Ahobilam region is a temple where the deity of Lord Narasimha is present under the shade of a peepal tree. And so the Lord here is known as Chhatravata Narasimha, Chhatra meaning shade or umbrella, and Vata being the word for a peepal tree. There is also a temple for Shri Prahlada Varada Lakshmi Narasimhaswami in Lower Ahobilam. So here the Lord is present in a very benevolent aspect with Devi Lakshmi seated on his lap and in a gesture of blessing Prahlad Maharaj, and hence the name Prahlada, Varada, Lakshmi, Narasimhaswami. We now come to Upper Ahobilam. The Ahobila Narasimhaswami temple in Upper Ahobilam is the earliest of these 9 temples. Here the Lord appears in his fierce aspect. About 1 kilometer away from here is the Krodakara Narasimhaswami temple, where the Lord has the face of Kroda. Kroda is another word in Sanskrit for Varaha or wild boar. Here again, the Lord is present along with Devi Lakshmi. Next is a temple called the Karanja Narasimhaswami temple. This is situated about 1 kilometer away from Upper Ahobilam. Here, the deity is present under a tree, which is locally known as Karanja. So, hence the name Karanja Narasimhaswami temple. There, next is a temple where the Lord appears in yet another benevolent form with Devi Lakshmi on his lap. Here he is called Malola Narasimhaswami, where the word Ma refers to Devi Lakshmi and the word Lola in Sanskrit meaning beloved. So the beloved of of Devi Lakshmi. And higher up in the Upper Ahobilam region is the Jwala Narasimhaswami temple. This is believed to be the actual spot where the Lord destroyed Hiranyakashipu with his nails. And as we can see in the photograph, this is the photo of the deity at the Jwala Narasimhaswami temple. And lastly, there is a temple for Shri Pavana Narasimhaswami. So these are a few photographs. I apologize, I haven't been able to share many more, but I shall try my best to share a few more photographs in future sessions. So this photograph that you see in the top right corner, so that is a close-up shot of a very sacred pond called the Rakta Kundam, where the Lord is believed to have washed his hands to cleanse them of the blood of the demon Hiranyakashipu after he destroyed the demon with his fingernails. So devotees come here to offer their respects to the Lord at this pond. Some say that the water is still seen to have a dark, not exactly red maybe, but a very dark tinge to it. And the other photographs here are of the various deities, the deities at the other temples in and around across lower and upper Ahobilam. So these are the deities of Malola Narasimha, Karanja Narasimha, Yogananda Narasimha, and Yogananda Narasimha is where the Lord is believed to have taught Prahlad Maharaj yoga, as we saw a couple of minutes earlier. The Karanja Narasimhaswami temple is where the deity is present under a tree, which is locally known as Karanja. Malola Narasimhaswami temple is where the Lord is present as the beloved of Devi Lakshmi. Bhargava Narasimha Swami temple is where Lord Parashurama or Bhargava Rama is believed to have performed penance. Ahobilam Narasimhaswami is believed to be the oldest of these 9 temples. And then there is also a photograph of Shri Pavana Narasimhaswami. So I hope the devotees have enjoyed learning at least a little about the 9 very, very sacred and very important temples for Lord Narasimha in Bharat.
Thank you, Shruti. Very good. That's a little taster. So yes, you've been there when you were young, isn't it?
No, I haven't been to Ahobilam, Prabhuji. I've only learned, we have only read about these temples. We haven't yet been there. So as far as the Andhra region goes, we have been to Tirumala, Tirupati, but we haven't been to these Ahobilam temples yet.
Okay. Yeah, we also want to visit them one day. It's the aspiration. Now, thank you for sharing. And I wanted to ask, do devotees have any questions or any comments? Has anybody been to these temples and share anything?
No.
No, Prabhuji.
Short and sweet.
Where we have to go in Bharat?
We have to go, indeed.
Which station we have?
Oh,
to have a plan.
Andhra Pradesh, which is south.
Yes. Pradesh. Where to go there?
It's quite a journey, isn't it?
Yes, quite a trek up. I think some devotees have been.
Yeah, yeah. But definitely one year we have to.
Not very.
Not too easy. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Now, thank you for that. Very good. So,